Hello, I'm Megan, and this is my final deliverable / presentation for Project and Portfolio 2. During this month, my design skills have continued to grow along with my ability to overcome and adapt to situations, which is incredibly useful in the media industry. I also feel my presentation skills have grown as I put together and presented 2 new presentations this month. Since I enrolled into media communications, I knew I wanted to get into content creating on YouTube, and working on my project this month has only confirmed that to me. I know that YouTube is where my passion lies and is truly what I want to do for a career. I love learning all the ins and outs of the platform and truly enjoyed learning more about creating content for YouTube this month. Although I knew the basics about lighting and other things, I didn't know anything about evergreen content, so I was excited to dive deeper into that and learn what it meant. I felt I did a really good job with my short narrated presentation by creating aesthetic visuals as well as discussing everything I learned throughout my research this month. This month's project did present some difficulties, however. Originally, I had planned to do a research report about chapters 4 through 9 from the book YouTube channel for dummies. However, as I began reading and taking notes, I realized just how long my report would have to be if I wanted to include important information from each chapter. Along with that, I discovered I wanted to present my research in a more creative way. So I decided to cut chapters 6 through 9 and do a presentation / video on an overview of just chapters 4 and 5. As I began putting together the slides and script for that presentation, I again realized I was going to have an overload of information to go over and my presentation would be too long. Debating my options, I decided it would be best to focus on just chapter 4 for my presentation in order to keep it a good length and still be able to cover all the things I found to be most important in the chapter. This experience has taught me just how far a little information goes, and now in the future, I know to start smaller with my presentation and then expand on it if I have the ability to do so later on. With that though, let me go over a few slides for my project presentation. In my presentation, I discussed how important good video quality is and the 2 best options for filming if you're creating more of a sit down type of content. It's either a DSLR camera or a point and shoot camera. I also briefly went over lighting and the importance of it bathing the subject in a flattering way. Another thing I covered in my presentation was good audio and how your audience is more likely to put up with subpar resolution than subpar audio. Those are not all the slides included in my presentation, but a good few. Please refer to the video listed below to view the entire presentation and everything I covered in it. I will add the project to my ongoing portfolio and use everything I learned from putting together this project to help me create quality content videos in the future. I plan to continue reading YouTube channels for dummies to learn even more about content creating for YouTube, as well as starting to build my equipment setup by buying things such as a capture card and a better microphone to improve my audio in class projects as well as content I create for YouTube. Thank you for coming with me on this overview of my month in Project and Portfolio 2, and I hope you enjoyed.